All right, let's get to tier number 2 here for a guy that had a great testing process. And this tight end is in a tier of his own for you.
He was. I felt like, he's not with Dalton Kincaid.
Yep.
This guy's a really awesome, well-rounded, all-around football player. And I thought, okay, he's a better player than 3, 4, and 5. So I didn't think he was in a tier with, Kincaid, but thought he was in a class of himself as compared to the next 3 guys after him.
Maybe more round 2, not that you view this guy more round 2?
I think, it'd be interesting
Okay.
here. I think there's a chance if this falls right, to kind of what you're saying. You might get to the end of the round and some teams might go, wait, we're the Bengals.
Yep.
We got a pretty good football team.
Somebody can come back in, of course.
Or that as well. Exactly right. Where I wouldn't be shocked, but I think more than not, I'm with you. That's the early stages of round 2. But I don't think it would be crazy to think this guy maybe goes the last 5, 6 picks of the first round.
So tight end 2.
Tight end 2 is Sam LaPorta, Iowa. And I'm going to say I had no idea who this guy was really at all going into the process, only other than just, a name that I saw on a list somewhere. But just an all-around complete football player who is, I think, as a route runner, right up there with Dalton Kincaid is his ability to set people up, lean them, come out of breaks. Again, the hip looseness that I'm so into and the ability to come out of some of the intricate breaks is a real thing. It allows a guy to plant and kind of open his hips and go instead of, wait, I got to put my feet in the ground and now I got to make a right turn and start running that way again, right? He was so loose that way. And then, as you would expect from an Iowa tight end, he does everything in the blocking.
Literally everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily like, I'm going to sit here and tell you he's a road grader. Like, he's not Rob Gronkowski at tight end where you go, oh, it's like having an extra tackle on the field. But, man, he does his job every play, and he does high-level NFL run-blocking stuff to where you go, wait, I can see NFL routes, I see NFL run blocking, and then, of course, the physical tools that go along with it to where you go, this damn guy's good, and he's going to be around for a long time in the NFL.
Yeah, I really liked LaPorta. I just think I wrote jack of all trades player, not really a master of any in my eyes.
I hear you.
I mean, there's nothing he's bad at, and he's not a kill shot blocker. But they ask him to block on the move so much, and he always gets there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's technically sound. Like, he doesn't get there and just lunge or throw his shoulder down, or it's like square,
hands
wide
in the base, good punch, feet keep chopping on contact.
100%.
Right.
He tested well. He's somebody that there's a little alligator arms at times.
Yeah.
In 2021, he had a problem with that. This year it was 6 drops. It's just he doesn't have bad hands.
He's not as physical catching the ball as Kincaid or some of the other guys we're going to talk about after this.
Exactly. But, I mean, he's also a tough guy. Like, he had meniscus surgery after the regular season, came back for the bowl game.
Man.
And I know, like, I don't really care when guys skip the bowl game.
Yeah.
But when you do that, I'm like, you're
football
obsessed
player.
with football.
Exactly.
Like, you're obsessed with, and you
Right.
could see why. I was telling you, I mean, his 2022 snap usage was insane. 27 in the backfield, 338 on the line of scrimmage, 110 in the slot, 82 out wide, and he played on the field goal extra point teams.
Right.
I mean, this is a draft prospect that's going in the first 2 to 3 rounds, and he's out there on field goal and extra point and handling every role of the offense.
No doubt.
I mean, lead blocker from the backfield all the way to out wide. They love getting him involved in the screen game, which I really liked.
I know. He can make people miss and get upfield.
Yes. I wrote, once he got the ball in his hands, there's wiggle after the catch.
And
I was like, I think there's something about the aesthetic of an Iowa uniform, a tight end playing for Iowa, and when they catch the ball, you're like, oh, he's just going to try to run over everyone.
Right.
And he would make people miss.
No doubt about it. That's a part of it. And that goes in, again, I think, to some of the things you see in the route running, too. You see that looseness and the ability to change directions or lean people or do that. You're exactly right. The only negative, really, with me, with the player is you kind of hit on it. I wish there was a little bit more tough, I'm about to get crushed, I'm going to hit the ball and, catch the ball in traffic. And then I wish there was maybe a little more physicality after the catch, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't break a whole lot of tackles. But, he can run, and if you give him a straight lane, watch out because he can rip off a 40 or 50-yard gain. And like you said, he can weave and make people miss in traffic to where if he catches a 10-yard uncut over the middle, he can kind of like avoid the safety coming down to tackle him and then gets upfield really well to where you go, ooh, he caught the ball 10 yards. He ended up getting 25 for us. There's a lot of that on there. He's a really just all-around good football player, and that's what I like. Those are really the only negatives. I looked at him. Like, I wrote that I think he was a top 40 pick, so, along the lines there, I think it's going to be early second round. And then, I wrote even as in, like, would it shock me if this guy became George Kittle in a few years?
Without that blocking edge, like the highlight blocks. More of the zone blocks.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So he could become that? I'd be like, I don't think that's crazy. He can move and run like him. Right.
The testing, and it's not the testing, it's on tape there. But I mean, you're talking about a 90th percentile 40, like 4.59 speed.
4.59.
That means like he's in the top 90% in terms of tight ends that have tested.
The other one
combine.
that jumped out to me, what's the other number that jumped out to you on his thing there?
The broad jump for me.
The broad jump is really good.
Insane.
I like the 3-cone one.
Yes.
The 6'9" one.
But that's the wiggle and twitch.
That's the wiggle
Change
and twitch.
Change of direction.
That's when that's where I go. It's like he can lean people to the right and make it look like he's running an out route to the right, and he puts his foot in the ground and runs an in cut to the left. That's where, yes, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, what about like compared to a Pat Freiermuth last year, to that, right? I think he's a better blocker than Pat Freiermuth.
Yep.
Freiermuth had very good feet, but like it's just a name I wrote down.
Sure.
As far as what I was thinking.
And just middle of the field monsters.
Middle of the field monster.
You can use them in the screen game.
Exactly.
Yeah, you love that they can kick on and off the line of scrimmage.
Definitely.
That has so much value.
He can play second tight end. He can play fullback.
Yep.
And
we live in an NFL world of everyone's in motion.
Exactly
all the time.
Right. That's
so,
what I mean.
Like if you're going to be playing tight sets, or you're going to have to kick them off for the screens. And when you get those isolated matchups against corners, which Iowa tried to do, you can make them miss when they see a bigger tight end and they try to go low or they hesitate and it'll make you miss.
Right.
So LaPorta was a really fun watch.
I have a hard time thinking this guy he's going to be a riser.
Yeah.
And, I know I have my guys every now and then where I go, okay, I'm different and maybe I see it differently. This is one where I feel like as the process goes on, it's too obvious of how good of a complete football player he is.
Well, that's the thing. He's not bad at anything.
Not bad at anything.
And I feel like coaches, that's kind of the way they gravitate.
And the tight end position, I feel like sometimes it's even more than other positions too. And that's where I think people are going to watch it and go, wait, he's going to get open all day. He can get open all day against linebackers and safeties. Damn, he can do all this game stuff in the run game. There is no weakness. He's going to understand blocking schemes and NFL football a little bit because of how he's coached at Iowa. And I think that's all going to play, into his favor. And, yeah, somewhere early in that second round, I think Sam LaPorta goes off the board.
I'm with you. I think that's his range.
Yo, thanks for watching, homies. It's the off season, but there's no off season for us here at Unbuttoned. Me, Ahmed Fareed, we're going to hit all the stories. So hit subscribe for us, okay? We got a ton coming up. My draft prospect rankings, my Simms top 40 quarterback countdown, and videos of me and NFL QBs playing catch and talking about their development and mechanics. Again, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. See you soon.